everybody, and we are back with the new Mattel Barbie Dream Bestie doll, and I've got Teresa. And some comments on the other videos sort of indicated that everybody was interested to see what sort of shoes she might fit. And because I just looked at some other Barbie and Disney Illy clothes, whether or not some of the Monster High clothes would fit, and I thought I'll have a look whether some of the Ever After High clothes would fit as well. But just seeing the dolls standing next to each other, I'm pretty doubtful that they will, simply because you can see the difference in the bodies and the chest sizes. So I would say Teresa is probably double the length needed, or maybe even triple for the clothes. I mean, these, you can see how tiny the tops of these dolls are. Even on the Monster High, they're only a little bit bigger, but wow. Yeah, Ever After High is even smaller. But we will take a look, and I've got some shoes to put her in as well. So let's get her undressed and into some other clothes. I didn't notice this the other day when I was undressing her, but wow, yeah, the writing on their backs is really huge. And they do also have like this little code that's in sort of really shiny silver writing, so that might affect sort of more summery clothes that you put her in with open back, because that writing is huge. Okay, so here we are in the first outfit choice. So it's Monster High. It's one of the Frankie electrified dolls, I think, and I really love this design. Bit plasticky. And from the front, it looks okay. You could get away with it probably on display. Definitely the shoe does not fit, so her foot does not even come down into the actual shoe. And definitely not practical, because you cannot do this one up. And this is probably one of the roomier Monster High doll dresses, so I'm very doubtful that any of the Ever After High or Monster High dresses will fit this line of dolls, but we will have a look and see. So here we are with Draculaura's dress. Unfortunately, it does not even go on, so it can't actually pass her hips or even like her high thighs, because the hole in the dress is just too small. So I'll try some shoes, but I have a feeling that the shoes are going to be too small as well. Or maybe even, actually looking at a Monster High doll, I think maybe their feet are bigger. So maybe they won't fit at all, but be for the opposite reasons. Okay, so here we are with the same Draculaura's shoes. So they are much too big for this particular doll. So the feet on a Monster High doll are just, they're longer. They're not necessarily wider. They're probably about the same width, but they're definitely longer. So unfortunately, they simply fall off. This is an Ever After High shoe, and these vary a lot. So I've tried this one because it was a little bit more molded. Again, the width is okay, but it's just also a little bit long. But this one, yeah, it does stay on if you shake it around a bit. So you might get away with a few of the Ever After High shoes if you're moving them around, but I don't think the Monster High shoes are going to fit them. So again, this is another clothing item that will not fit a Dream Bestie doll. So this one is an Ever After High dress. So as you can see, got a little bit higher than the Monster High dress, but it's definitely not going up over there. I've also put the shoe to the same doll on. Now this one, again, there's a little bit of room at the back, but because they have a lot of tendrils sort of going up the leg, this one actually looks okay, and I probably would use something like this on her because it doesn't look too bad. So that's a plus. I reckon a lot of these sorts of shoes, especially with the tendrils, if the foot goes in, then I think they will stay on okay. And yeah, I don't actually mind that on her. I'm not really sure what sort of clothing I'd put that with, but yeah, I quite like that on her foot. And just looking at a few other shoes, and unfortunately it's the same sort of situation as the clothes. So their feet are just bigger and wider, much wider than a Barbie's foot. So they won't even go into the Barbie shoes, like none of them. And they just go into an LOL boot, but they only go about halfway down. So if we just compare her foot to a Barbie, you can see that it is completely different. So it's a little misleading maybe calling them Barbie Dream Besties because they are so different, especially in their sort of body configuration. So yeah, probably the foot's half as wide on an actual original Barbie. And then of course their body dimensions are completely different too. Okay, so I popped it in an older style Barbie dress because I thought this one would look really cute. It actually does look cute from far away. I'm not sure that I like it, of course, with her red accents. The dress does do up okay. It's a little bit tight, but again, with the other clothing that we tried, the Barbie dresses, it's a little bit loose on the top, and of course the shoulders are a little bit too high as well. I think for display purposes you could get away with some of the Barbie dresses like this, but perhaps not if you're playing with them. So the last one I'm going to try, because I know it's going to probably fit fine, is one of the other types of Disney Illy dolls. But yeah, I don't think I'd really bother with either Ever After High or Monster High because I just don't think anything's going to fit them. Okay, so here she is in the other Disney Illy clothes that I had. So this one's a Bambi themed one, and it does look pretty cute. They're actually a little bit roomier on the Barbie Dream Bestie than they are on the Disney Illy for this one. So a little bit more room in the jumper, and it's a little bit harder to get their hands in because their hands are slightly wider. And then the skirt looks really nice, and I've left her in her own shoes. The boots do fit perfectly fine, but I've left her in her own shoes because I think the colouring matches the skirt nicely. But yeah, a little bit disappointing because not many other clothes are going to fit them. But at least Disney Illy has lots of fashion packs, so maybe it's ideal to pick up some different fashion packs for Disney Illy to put our Dream Besties in. Thanks everybody.